Doug Kite here at Energy Stadium with Zach Cox. After Super Bowl 51, we just witnessed the greatest Super Bowl in NFL history, the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history, the greatest comeback in Patriots history. All things considered, possibly the greatest comeback in NFL history, just given the circumstances, given the team that the Patriots were playing, and given what they had to do, especially there in the fourth quarter with a 92-yard game-tying drive just to get the game into overtime, and then once it got into overtime, got the coin toss. Everyone knew that Tom Brady was going to be able to get this thing done.
I mean, we're sitting here about 2 hours after that final whistle, and I still can't really comprehend what we just watched. That was easily the best football game I've ever seen. You got to put it as the best Super Bowl of all time. I mean, even the Patriots have played in some good ones, but this was nothing held a candle to this. I mean, entering this game, the largest comeback any team had overcome to win a Super Bowl, largest deficit, I should say, was 10 points.
Yep.
Patriots were down by 25 points with about 17 minutes left in this game. They came back and won, and it's remarkable. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I even wrote that at the time that, you have to start talking about this being game over at that point. There was about 8 minutes left in the third quarter. They were down by 25 points. And at that point, unless a lot of things get going your way, which they did, you're probably going to lose that game. They did not. And one of the biggest turning points in the game was Dante Hightower's strip sack. He dove at Matt Ryan, got the sack, gave the Patriots the ball. As I tweeted, probably made himself about $11 billion with that play because, I mean, that's the type of impact play that a guy who's entering free agency loves to have in that situation. But after that, they rattled off the touchdowns. But James White was a really key contributor. What did you kind of see from him this game?
He was. He scored three of those touchdowns. The Patriots scored the final four touchdowns in this game. Danny Amendola had one right after that Hightower strip sack. And James White had the three others, including the game winner in overtime. It's easily the best game of his career. And for a lot of this game, he was the only player on the Patriots who was even having a remotely good game. He really carried their offense in the first half. Tom Brady, we're going to look back on this as one of Brady's signature performances, but he was bad throughout much of the first half. He was missing receivers. He was just throwing behind people. James White was really steady and reliable all throughout the game, and he really stepped up in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, and reminiscent of Shane Vereen's performance in the Patriots last Super Bowl 49, and we'd be remiss not to talk about Julian Edelman's catch in this game. He was kind of downplaying it after the game, saying, I'm just happy that we won, it's good to have one of those plays go our way. That might have been the most unbelievable catch I've ever seen. Maybe not the best catch, but just the most unbelievable. The way that it bounced off the defender, he had it, he lost it, and then he double grasped it to come down with it.
Allen's right arm, right on there. And just the timing of it, because what's going to be lost in this game was that Julio Jones made two or three of the best catches I've ever seen in my life in this game, including one about 5 minutes before that Edelman catch. He got elevated over Eric Rowe, somehow kept his feet in bounds there. And we were talking about that as, wow, maybe that was one of the best catches in Super Bowl history. Fast forward 30 seconds, Edelman is making basically the Patriots equivalent of the helmet catch. And they go on to win this game, and that's going to be a legendary moment in Patriots history.
Absolutely. Edelman has a couple of those now in Super Bowl history, and who knows, maybe we'll see a third Super Bowl for the Patriots, or not a third, but a third in 4 years, as they did in the early part of last decade. So that will do it for us here in Houston after a wild Super Bowl week and perhaps the wildest NFL game I've ever seen.